A very good morning to all. Today, we are moving on to the 5th chapter, and the name of the chapter is The Parrots and the Flower. So, before moving on to the story, let's start with the do and learn. So, in page number 57, you can see the first one. Here you can see a board with question words. So, these are words that we use to ask questions. So, what you can do is, you can also make a board with questions like this. Then you can play this as a game along with your partner. So, what you need to do here is, you should close your eyes and move your finger over the board. Then, open your eyes when your partner asks you to stop. Then, you can make a question with that word. So, like this, you can take a turns to ask and answer the questions using the board. So, as you can see here, these are words that we use to ask questions. So, let's try to make some questions with these words. So, in the board, you can see the word where. So, that is a word that we use to ask question. Where are you living? What about the next word? Which? Which is your favorite game? Then, what? What is your name? Then, when? When are you coming home? So, these are words that we use to make questions. So, like this, you can also make a board with question word and you can also ask and answer questions. I hope it is clear to you. Moving on to the next one, that is, if you should meet a crocodile. Here, in page number 57, you can see a poem teasing Mr. Crocodile. What you have to do is, you have to recite this poem with action. And it is an activity for you. So, once you are done, you can submit in Microsoft Teams. Now, let's move on to the story, that is The Parrots and the Flower. So, this story is about how the parrots made friends with flowers. Now, let's read and understand the story. So, you can take page number 58 in your textbook. So, let's start. There lived two parrots in a beautiful garden. They lived on a big tree. So, there were two parrots, and where did they live? They lived in a garden. They lived in a beautiful garden. And there they lived on a big tree. They loved to fly around the garden. When they were tired, they sat on the grass and ate worms, fruits and leaves. We love to eat these leaves. So what these parrots love to do? They flew around the garden. They move around the garden. And do you know what do these parrots eat? They eat worms, they eat fruits, seeds, etc. So in the garden, they sat on the grasses and they ate worms, fruits, seeds, etc. And these parrots says they love to eat these leaves. Next, a little yellow flower heard the parrots. She was very scared. Oh no, I hope these two parrots don't find worms here. They will sit on me and tear my petals with their beak. Help! We know that there are many flowers in the garden. And in this garden, there was an yellow flower, and this yellow flower heard what the parrots were saying. And she got very scared hearing what the parrots were saying. And the yellow flower thought these parrots could sit on it to eat worms and will crush it. So that this yellow flower was very scared. The parrots heard the scared flower. They went to talk to her. Hello, little flower. We did not know that Our beaks tear the flowers. We will never sit on any little flower again. We are sorry. So, these two parrots heard what this flower was saying. This little flower was very scared. Why this little flower was very scared? Because it thought this parrots could sit on it to eat worms and it will crush its petals. And these two parrots heard what this flower was saying. These two parrots went near the flower and said, "We never knew that our beaks could tear your petals." And they said, "From now on, we will never sit on any flower." And the parrot said sorry to the flower. The little flower was happy now. She rubbed her eyes and smiled. "Will you be our friend, dear flower?" "Sure, I would love to be your friend." So by hearing this little flower was very happy. She rubbed her eyes and she smiled. And these two parrots asked the flower, "Will you be our friend?" And hearing this little flower was very happy. She was ready to be their friend. Every morning, the two parrots flew outside the garden. In the evening, they came back and told the flower everything they saw outside. So, every morning, what these parrots do? They flew outside. In the evening, they come back and they say everything to the little flower that they saw outside. One night, it rained heavily. The wind and the rain broke down many trees. The little flower was also very hurt. It did not talk to the parrots anymore. The parrots were sad to lose their friend. So what happened one day? There was a heavy rain and the strong winds broke down many trees. And do you know what happened to this little flower? This little flower also got very hurt. And these two parrots were very sad to lose their friend. After a few days, the sun shone brightly again. The parrots sat on the grass. They were eating leaves. Just then, a little blue flower peeped at them. It smiled and waved at the parrots. So after a few days, what happened? Again, the sun shone brightly. And the parrots sat on the grass. They started to eat leaves, etc. Then they saw a blue flower that peeped at them. What's the meaning of peeped? Peeped means looked. So there was a blue flower that peeped at them. And this blue flower smiled and waved at the parrots. "Hello, hey, who are you?" So the blue flower said hello, and these two parrots asked, "Hey, who are you?" "Will you be our friend?" So these two parrots asked, "Will you be our friend?" And this blue flower replied, "Sure." The parrots made a new friend again. Then they got a new friend. That is the blue flower. And that is the end of the story. So this is all about the story, the parrots and the flower. And this story is written by Vimala Albert. So I hope this story was clear to you. We'll meet in the next class and we'll discuss the exercise of this chapter. Till then, thank you.